Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
Yes. Hey, there was some noise over on your side. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, what kind of noise?
I don't know. Maybe just rubbing up the microphone or something. Maybe not. How you doing? Yeah, no, it sounds fine now. Don't worry about it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It was right at the beginning when I hit. I didn't know what was happening, so I muted
I
you.
may have bumped it.
Okay. How are you?
I am well.
Good. I see you got something behind you that's different from last week. I think you're going to talk about that later.
It's one of our yeah. That'll be one of our
Macintosh
discussions.
Yes.
Hi,
we have got two more days in Macintosh, and we'll talk more about Macintosh, I think is the plan. As we sit here, a couple days before the birthday. I've got my my shirt.
Ah, yes, I recognize that.
Yes, the colorized version, John's colorized version of the original Apple logo,
Printed
by Ronald Wayne. All right. Well, we got a couple folks. Yes, a couple folks in the chat. Welcome. Let's just go ahead and do this. Let's see. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 731 for March 30th, 2026. Good evening, John.
Good evening, James.
We skipped last week. I had a conflict arise.
It happens.
It happens. We were ready to go, and we were going to talk about something that we're not even going to talk about this week. We were going to talk about Power CD.
Power CD. It'll happen eventually.
Yeah, probably next week, I think. Right? Maybe. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you had it there. But this being the end of March, we thought we'd look at a couple of Macintosh projects that caught our eye. It's kind of hard to see. You search different platforms and search on the hashtag. It's not the easiest thing to
pick a specific, right? But we'll talk about.
They're all over the map, and some of them, I don't know. So, but this is by no means a comprehensive assessment of all things that people declared as Macintosh. Just some things that we just happen to come by. So we got that coming up. We got eBay finds and some news. We'll be right back with eBay finds. Yeah. Okay.
Big Mike.
Let's get into it. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. It's time for eBay finds. The last time we met, this one had not closed yet. Like, it still had a few more days to go. So we went ahead and update this 20th anniversary Macintosh. I believe it had like a low starting bid, so we could get an honest assessment of its value. Working condition, original contents of the box, but no box. We got up to $810. $810 after just 5 bids.
I think that's a good price.
I think so too. And then we had the boxed external 3.5-inch floppy disk drive, model M0130. This one's still available for the buy it now of $125. And then the American Girl dollhouse little mini Mac, like a Performa all-in-one with the simulated screens on it. That one sold for just $31. which I think is a bargain too. And then, lastly, from the last episode, the leading the way little bag from Apple Computer. It says 1984 on it. This bag is still available for the buy it now of $129 or best offer. Okay, we'll start off with this very sad looking Macintosh SE.
No, they say
SE30
SE30 on the thing,
SE30, but
it isn't SE on the
could have been upgraded?
Front, possibly.
I don't know. Well, the description says, found this unit in a garage cleanout that I did for a customer. It powers on and makes some noise and has a screen, but it's not booting to the OS screen. No cracks in the plastic. The mouse keyboard monitor is in decent shape. Any questions, please don't hesitate. And it's got an external hard drive, a power user external hard drive. And this thing could use some TLC.
This is very grungy. Yeah, very, very grungy.
But it's not very yellowed, is it? It's hard to tell. Maybe on the front.
It's got, look at it. It's got a ton of nicks and scratches on the bezel, and you can see where it's lighter.
So in the title, they say SE30, but of course the case says SE.
But it also sounds like they don't know what they're talking about as far as like they're not a Mac person who's trying to sell this.
But how would you pull out SE30 though? That's a very specific mistake.
They probably did an image search. They probably didn't know there was a difference between the SE30.
And it's got this external hard drive, a SCSI hard drive. It's got all the cabling.
Yeah, so and they do have a picture of it on, and it looks like the screen is working properly.
Yeah.
It looks like it doesn't have like a herringbone or a checkerboard pattern. It looks like the standard, background. It just there's no like they said, there's no startup.
Wouldn't it come up with a
Mac, Happy Mac? Nothing, no icon whatsoever.
Yeah, wouldn't it come up if it couldn't get to a bootable volume? Wouldn't it come up with a question mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't have that. And it's it's not the normal keyboard. It's the larger extended keyboard that comes with it. Anyway, it'd be fun to see what's going on here. See, look at the back though. See, there's something going on there.
Right? It looks like a network card.
Yeah, is that all?
If you zoom in, you can see the.
It's not a monitor.
I wanted to say it's a network.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. I found this one kind of mysterious. It's probably not going to go much more than the opening bid of $50, but
or best offer, yeah,
or best offer, yeah. Of course, you're gonna have to ship it. It's located in Mahopac, New York. Might be a fun little project.
It would.
All right.
Here's one that nobody wants to ship, including the seller. It is a vintage 1998 Apple Power Macintosh G3 Molar Mac. This one's got 32 meg of RAM, 4 gig hard drive, powers on. Even though again, it's kind of the other one. They trying to see where it shows the screen on. I don't see that in any of the pictures. Do you?
I do not. No.
But they do have it plugged in. They do have a keyboard and a mouse. This one doesn't have any special cards, or even the AV card that's in it is the standard one, not the spiffier one. Right now, this has got $224 or best offer. It is coming out of where? Trying to find Seattle, Washington, and this is local pickup only, which everyone who knows this computer knows why it's local pickup only. The thing weighs 70-ish pounds. It is a beast.
Do you think
it would never make it in one piece?
Do you think they knew enough to press the power button on the keyboard? Do you think they just flipped a switch on the back and
switch on the back
to come alive?
Yeah. Well, they mentioned in the description though that it powers. Now, Garth suggested that maybe the
Oh,
brightness was turned down, which is
oh,
yeah, or
yeah.
that's a
Well,
possibility.
it did make a beep. I wonder what beep is. That a chime? What is that? The Macintosh like healthy chime? I wonder. I don't know. Might be worth exchanging some messages with this person. But of course, you have to be in the Seattle area because
Seattle,
I
which
don't think that even that giant roll of bubble wrap in the back there would be enough. You need about 10 of those to
yeah.
secure this heavy beast.
But I have to
Okay.
say that
Yeah.
that price is I think that's a good price for this if you're in the area.
Yeah. I mean,
It
the
is
case looks in pretty good shape. I don't see any
it
real bad
does.
yellowing. It's a little dirty here, but I don't see any cracks. Do you?
I was trying to see the apple on the
A little
side because I
scuffing.
know these had a problem with there's a translucent apple on the side of the case
Yeah.
that unless you're
Here.
if you're not careful, it pops in. Okay, it is the one on the one side is in place.
Uh
So
huh. Uh huh.
yeah.
Okay. All right. And finally, well, this is colorful.
Whoa.
Title says Vintage Original Promotion Apple Macintosh 2E 2C Computer Covers Rainbow Logo. Well, I am going to draw into question most of the words in that title, but let's see
Yes.
what the description says. It says, my dad used to be an employee. All right. Well, of where, I wonder. I think they're implying Apple. These are old stock I found. They probably fit several 80s models. All right. Well, what are we looking at here? We've got covers of sorts. There's two of them. One looks like maybe a monitor cover, and the other one maybe a keyboard slash
Keyboard
CPU
cover.
cover.
Yeah.
It's like a quilted sort of pattern, and it's done in the 6 colors of the Apple logo. And then there is uh, a it's not even an approximation. It's it's reminiscent of the Apple logo. Let's say there's no bite. It's just a red. It looks more like a tomato with a leaf, but on each of the different covers, and it looks like it's pretty well made, and the colors are pretty accurate for the Apple logo.
Yeah.
It looks like it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
well.
The stripes in the background, the apple itself, like you said, is just right over it. Yeah.
Yeah, the leaf is nice. It's just too bad it doesn't have the bite.
But were there sizes mentioned in this? Oh, here we
Yeah,
go. Keyboard cover, 25 by 11 laid flat, and the monitor 12 by 12 by 11. So I could see that being roughly the 2C monitor, but
yeah.
I don't think that
That
would be
keyboard
the
is too
keyboard is going
wide.
to be too
Yeah.
big. Yeah.
Well, I think it kind of drapes down. It looks more like it would cover like a 2E, like the front part of it or something. An Apple
Yeah.
2E, 2 Plus or
Okay.
whatever,
Right.
maybe. On a smaller monitor. I don't know. Looks like some kind of homemade thing that somebody made.
Pretty neat. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, I don't. So I don't think this is original. They want $100, pretty reasonable, given all the you got a handmade thing here of some decent quality. $100. It ships from Denver, Colorado. Okay. All right, we're going to switch over now. I'm going to talk about Marcintosh.
Marcintosh.
All right.
Garth, did you do anything for Marcintosh?
Waiting for an
Just
answer.
curious.
Maybe. All right, let's go ahead and get going. Let's go
Yeah.
in 3, 2, 1. All right, we are nearing the end of Marcintosh, and John and I looked through and found some that caught our eye. I'm going to start us off with this from This Does Not Compute. This is the Cat Mac, as they're calling it.
Is this the one where they took a Mac Plus board and printed a new case?
Yes.
Or
Was
is
it
this-
a Mac?
Okay.
I think it was an SE, actually. Yeah, an old SE. and I don't think the monitor was working. I don't know. There were problems with the computer, and so they stripped it for the board, and then decided to 3D print this case. Now we had talked about this case before,
Yeah.
and then outfit it with the necessary parts to get it to display to a VGA monitor, power supply, all that kind of stuff, to get a working computer. Oh, and then also hook it up with a Blue SCSI. But what's great about this video is it does this excellent job of walking through like the whole process. It's how long is the video? It's like, I watched the whole thing. It's like 15 minutes long. From the 3D printing of it to all the hardware, the parts you need, where to get them. And then what was even cooler about it is that they went back to the early motivations for what used to be called the Hackintosh, and that there was this other name that I mentioned, CatMac. Did you ever hear that term, CatMac?
No.
In the early days of people that wanting to make their own Macs with found boards, they referred to them as CatMacs, which is short for catalog Mac, meaning that you could buy all the other parts, hard drive, whatever, from catalogs. And there was actually a book that documented the whole thing, and it's all in the video. It's a great watch. It's pretty inspirational in terms of how easy it can be. But anyway, got it all working, and I think just an excellent example of a complete beginning to end project for a Macintosh.
Okay, yeah. So this was one that I ran across. Jeff Geerling goes through step by step how to get the software set up for. There is a hat available for the Raspberry Pi that actually makes it FireWire. You can hook FireWire peripherals up to a Raspberry Pi. In this instance, he's hooked up his an old high quality camcorder. And instead of recording onto the tape and then having to transfer the tape to something else to get it digitized, this lets the software he's come up with lets it record directly to the Pi. The hat gives it all the stuff needed for starting and stopping the recording. It's in this instance, he's also using it with a battery pack that gives him 2 to 4 hours of recording directly to that Raspberry Pi. I know it's not specifically Macintosh related, but FireWire and Mac are go hand in hand.
Yeah,
I think that's a pretty cool reusing of old hardware with new hardware. It's amazing what people have been able to do with the Pis.
Oh yeah, it's handy. Like I have an old Sony camcorder when I first got into digital video that would, you could record in, you'd have to off-put it at real time because you essentially play and digitize it.
Yeah. Yep.
Or whatever, capture the bits as they stream off. And I know I've got tapes that I'd love to get the files off, but doing that would involve, unearthing all manner of hardware to get going.
Well, do you remember when I recorded those videos of the tapes that you had? Yeah, it was going from my VCR through a Sony camcorder that had the FireWire that was connected to my G4 tie book.
Yeah.
It was it was involved. It was involved.
So does he make available all the tools?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I sent you the links for his the YouTube video where it shows it up, but then also his blog.
Yeah.
So if you go to jeffgeerling.com, his blog has got all the step-by-step on setting everything up, getting all the parts needed, all the compiling the software. It's all there step by step.
Yeah, it seems scary when you're recompiling the Linux kernel for FireWire support. This is not for the faint of heart.
I haven't looked, but I'm hoping he just has a finished rolled version ready for downloading. Yeah. Maybe.
Okay. Very cool. All right. And then, I don't know that this was made necessarily a Macintosh. It was posted about and highlighted. But there is this over at robotspacer.software. There's this game for classic Macs called Transfer Point. You're at a bus stop surrounded by darkness. You can't remember what brought you here, and beyond the comfort of its steel walls is an eerie emptiness. But it's reminiscent of the old,
Infocom
Click
games,
and yeah. And it was made from this what's it called? World Builder, a program for the original Macintosh released in '86. I don't. Do you remember World Builder? You could
I
make
do
your
not
own.
know.
Yeah. And so apparently this game was made between March 2023 and June 2024. And then, they're, I guess, just talking about it again. And I thought, wow, this is really cool. Somehow it missed our attention when it was originally built. So I thought I'd bring it up. And what's cool about it is you can download it, but you can also just play it right here in the browser. Run an online version of Mini VMac.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It is so wonderful. It's like, look at this. And so, we just run it here and starts it off and click to start. And here we go. It's got little sound effects and stuff. It begins. You get a little picture of the bus stop. It says you're at a bus stop. It looks nice from a distance. Beyond the bus stop is complete darkness. There are paths leading off to the south and east. So what I thought is for the next, I don't know, hour or two, we'll just play this game. Look at that. You're outside a store. And anyway, I love the graph. I mean, the
graphics. Yeah.
And it's just, this is the kind of thing that just kind of stimulates the imagination.
Absolutely.
And, you're not overwhelmed with photorealistic 3D environments. It's just everything slows down. You just think about what's going on here. So that's very, very cool. Robotspacer.software. All right.
All right. Next up, this is one of Garth's favorites from this year as well. It's the Big Mac Clock app. So we went from Macintosh to a company producing a small 5-inch screen Mac clock that looks like the Mac. And then Retro Theory has gone and taken that as impetus to make an app for the actual Macintosh that emulates the clock that's emulating the Macintosh. That's at least 2 levels of inception.
Yeah, I'm lost.
And I've got it running on my 512K Mac behind me right now. I had to cheat on the date to get the month and date and day lined up, because obviously it does not know what to do with 26 as a year.
Oh,
but yeah,
cool.
Mm-hmm. Now it would be really even cooler on if I had it like on a newer system that had the blue SCSI that it was connected to the internet that automatically got the correct date and time I had, as opposed to manually and not having a clock battery in that. So
there's a GitHub that has all the materials you need there.
Very cool. And it's they've got it in there as a disk image, so you can easily just pop it right into Mini VMac.
Click and there you go.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, I've got a couple of videos here. This was Ron's computer videos. Ron digitized a copy of a user group video on VHS from July 1991. It's 100 minutes long, and it's just an awesome time capsule. You say it's got some stuff from a school, an introduction to System 7, a lot of stuff of System 7, even comparing System 7 versus Windows, and then looks like some computer use at a law offices, and just a really slick, these Apple user group videos that are around there somewhere that just, need to be preserved online. So that's over at Ron's Computer Videos. And then I had another video. The Polish, or the Apple Museum of Poland,
Oh
Apple
yeah.
Museum
Okay.
Polska, have a YouTube channel, and
Nice.
they posted this video here, which is a little tour of kind of their museum and their archives, and it's you get to walk around and see the different things they have, and it's all, he's speaking in Polish, but there's live translation in the subtitling, so that's really cool too. And then this one's not done yet. Scott Chamberlain is posting over on Vintage Apple Macintosh Enthusiast, where he's working on an Hartmut Esslinger frog design prototype, the MacBook Mini,
I thought I recognized
as
that.
shown in the
Yes.
book. That's what it looks like in the book, the only published photo he was able to find. And so he's, designed it out and 3D printed and is making, he wants a working version of this thing.
Yes. Yeah. Look at
And
that. Wow.
and it's getting there. It's not quite done, but it's getting close. Look at all those parts.
Ooh.
So maybe when Scott's done, he can come on our show and show us this creation. Yeah.
One of the things that I want to just mention is, when I was searching through like specific things, is just all the just in general fun people were having, even if it's, hey, I just recapped this, or it kind of like when we had Ron on talking about just the enthusiasm and the joy for the Macintosh that and Marchitosh is a very nice celebration of that. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And one more thing. Actually, this isn't. I guess this is part of March. I don't know. Gearing up for April 1st is the MIMS Museum of Technology and Art in Atlanta is opening up their 50 Years of Innovation from Apple on April 1st, 2026. An interactive and immersive experience showcasing rare Apple artifacts, groundbreaking products, and behind-the-scenes stories celebrate how Apple has transformed the way we live, work, and connect. They have over 2,000 artifacts.
Well, this
And
is,
these-
we should really get Lonnie back on the show to talk about, because we haven't been there since he opened up the.
Yeah, and it's come a long way. As you can see from
Yeah.
these pictures, the different exhibits, and all the eras, and so MIMS, MIMMS museum.org.
That's great.
And I think we'll just end it there. Okay.
Yeah, the last time I was at the last pop-up event that I went to,
Yeah.
it was he showed me like blueprints and everything of what the campus was going to be like, and that's the I have not been to the
Yeah.
museum since he opened up the permanent one.
Yeah. Is it all in that old CompUSA building? Or is it a
No,
new
no,
building?
it's a brand new
Oh,
everything. Yeah.
yeah, cool. All right, let's get into some news. Let's do that in 3, 2, 1. Of course, with the 50th anniversary of Apple come up, there's a lot of people writing perspective on the past. It's a really good article here on Fast Company, how Apple became Apple, the definitive oral history of the company's earliest days. I love the graphics there, the old cartoons from like the 70s. It reminds me of like Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah, very much so.
I guess that's supposed to be Woz and Jobs there. See the Apple One and the Apple II. I love the illustration. This is Harry McCracken, who's covered Apple for a long, long time. So nice article there, Fast Company. And then the LA Times wrote up a story. This is in their businesses section by Michael Hiltzik, called Inside the 1979 Silicon Valley Demo That Made Apple What It Is Today. And it shows a
Palo
picture there
Alto Park.
of
Yeah.
Larry Tesler in the 70s at his Alto personal computer. Of course, Larry would later come to Apple. So that's a good little read about the tie-in. There's a lot of misinformation between, with the story of the inspirations that came from Xerox that eventually led to the Macintosh and other technology innovations. And Apple itself is celebrating. There have been some special performances around the world at Apple stores, but they're going to do something at the main campus on the day, April 1st. And it looks like they're going to have Paul McCartney. There was a strong hint dropped. Something
Wow.
about the British invasion or something like that. So Sir Paul McCartney to perform. And it's just for employees and like special guests. It's not something I know so far that we're going to be able to like tune into. Hopefully they will.
You haven't gotten your invitation yet?
Oh. Well, that was embarrassing.
Shouldn't have said it, yeah.
Oh, now I feel very minimalized. I do like the graphic, though. 50 years of thinking different with a little sketch, but it's got the 6 colors there. A nod to the past. And then one more little story here. Over at Tom's Hardware, the title is UV Resin Injection Cures Ancient Cataract-Inflected CRT Monitor. Repaired 20-inch Trinitron would have been an enviable display in the mid-1990s. Saving 66 pounds of e-waste with a few shots of glue. And so there's somebody on YouTube called Epitronics, which has a video to try to fix the CRT with careful injections of superglue.
So was there, what makes it sound like there was some sort of plastic or something over the CRT? Because it should be just glass. Where are you going to get air pockets?
Yeah, they say it's like it had delaminated.
See, that doesn't sound right for a CRT.
Yeah, I don't know. It says that there's air gaps that can get flooded. I don't know. There's some. I guess you have to watch the video to really understand the full extent of this. But yeah, there's a YouTube video. And anytime that somebody's like trying to resuscitate CRTs,
Yeah, so they have a thin layer of glass
information.
bonded to the CRT tube face. Weird.
Yeah. Worth exploring.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure there are going to be many more articles, especially on the day, April 1st. So
it would be. I would love to see a drop of a system.
Oh yeah.
A fan.
Yeah, we haven't had an anniversary edition since the 20th anniversary.
Right.
And I think isn't that the only one that's ever been honored as such?
Mm-hmm.
Like an anniversary edition? Yeah, I think so.
At least we got the Neo up this month.
Yeah, we did. All right. Garth Beagle says there was a Severance Lumen app.
I tried to understand what that. I couldn't tell it. I have no idea what it is. It looked like almost like a game that was on Facebook.
So it's probably if I were guessing,
I've never played.
Fan
I've never seen
the show.
Severance, so
it's probably allows you to sort.
Okay, that makes it. It was a bunch of numbers, like a grid of numbers, and okay, that's exactly what it is, and I'll find the link for that to send to you.
All right. Awesome. Okay. Well, I think we'll wrap up the show. You ready?
Yep.
Let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, we're about at the time where I would report on my computer inventory experiment, but Alas, I did not get to it. So I
Ah,
have nothing to report on. My apologies. I'll have to come back next week with 2 to make up for it. Nor do I have anything to add to the inventory for the non-computer things. Although, I don't know, I'm sort of exasperated by that whole endeavor. There is, at least with the computers, I know there's only a few hundred. And there sort of is an end in sight. With the other stuff, there's not a few hundred other stuff. There is,
you have, yeah,
I mean, it could be thousands. I don't know, of other
you
stuff.
have,
So
yeah, a
it,
lot.
even bringing one thing out just makes me feel like overwhelmed by how many things there are. So I don't know. Maybe I got to put that behind. Maybe I shouldn't even think about it as an inventory experiment and just having stuff to show and tell. But I'll resume that next week. We will be back next week. I think we said that. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We're going to talk about
Power
probably
CD.
Power CD. Yeah, it'll be a good time. We'll do that when we get back. Anything else from you, John?
Nothing here.
All right. Well, until next week, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
I feel bad that
Hey, Eric.
that I have nothing to show the YouTube on, so I'm going to grab something that's like close. I don't know if I shared this before. It's right here above my desk. Oh, crap. Stuff's falling off the shelf. Oh. Did I ever share this on the
Yes.
show?
Yes, you did.
On the I know I shared it with you, but did I share it on the show?
Oh, well, maybe not.
I don't know that I did.
It's beautiful. It is
It
beautiful.
is beautiful, and it's supposedly signed by the big guy here. It was advertised as like a, I don't know, special thing that they got him to sign. It was like originally going to be like or I think it was even supposed to be like a charity thing. I don't know. It was equal parts sketchy, but also when I saw the quality of this thing, as I could discern from the pictures, I thought, well, you know what, I got to have it.
Yeah,
And then when I
the
got
Apple
it,
logo is raised off of the white
Yeah.
background, isn't it? Yeah.
when I got it, I was even more impressed because of the quality of construction here, the
It needs
colors,
to be in a backlit box.
the
It really
rays.
does.
Yeah, and it's got a little hook on the back. But yeah,
Okay.
you could put this in a box, illuminate from the back.
It would look.
How much light?
Really?
Like, it would light up around the back, right?
Yeah, I think it would. I think it would
Yeah.
work. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I should do that. But for right
that
now,
is
it's above
sharp.
there.
That is sharp.
Yeah, beautiful. All right.
Did you see
Yes.
in the things where Garth made the JLPGA colored version of the cat?
Yes.
Oh, all right. So I will share a quick story with you, talking about the. All right. So when I back in the '90s, I only had the one Mac at the time, and what started this was a bank getting rid of a bunch of old Macintoshes. And that's where I got my Color Classic from. But another thing I got was they had several of these. It was a Mac Plus logic board in a metal case. A couple of interesting things where they had an internal hard drive. There was a socketed ribbon cable that was soldered onto the SCSI chip inside there. And it had its own power supply that was just a little brick like this. So the thing could be hooked up to a bigger external monitor than the Mac Plus had. And that's what reminds me of that. It had to be similar to like the Cat Macs, like they were mentioning, where
Yeah.
everything else was bought after the
Yeah.
market and they just had the Mac Plus motherboards.
Huh.
Yeah.
Right.
I wish I still had one of those.
What happened to him?
Oh, gosh. Probably back in the 90s, I probably ended up using the board for something else and not even thinking about,
Oh.
saving it as is. Yeah.
Yeah. I see. Okay. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us on the show. Hopefully, see you next time. We'll play a little music and be on our way. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the RetroMacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.